You everybody for coming to the Aaron Torres podcast YouTube page. If you could do me a quick favor, see that little subscribe button at the bottom of your screen, go ahead, click that subscribe button. Really does help our channel grow, our audience grow, and I really do appreciate it more than you know. So click that subscribe button. Appreciate your support. Now, here's the video that you came here for. Quick on this one. Even though from a national perspective, it probably made the most headlines. Did you see what happened at Texas with Rodney Terry? All right, so Rodney Terry is the head coach of Texas. Remember, he took over for Chris Beard last year as an interim role, and he was named the head coach after the season. And I will defend Texas. I thought it was the right hire at the time. But they are not doing very well. And on Wednesday night, they lost at home to UCF. UCF, Central Florida, the Knights, they are in the Big 12, remember? And Texas loses at home to UCF. Why I bring it up? It is because after the game, the UCF players walked through the tunnel or whatever, the handshake line, and the UCF players did the horns down. And you can see video of Rodney Terry, the Texas head coach, saying this is classless, this is unacceptable, this is that, blah, 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 blah. And he looks kind of like a freaking, I don't know how to say it nicely. It's not a good look by Rodney Terry. And he did address it in the post-game press conference, by the way. He said, when you do those kinds of things, it looks very classless, and it also looks like you were just hoping to win. We never go into games trying to hope to win. We go into games expecting to win. So we don't act like that. We expect to win. We don't jump up and down and act like we won the national championship. We sure don't step on anyone's home court and act crazy and try to show them up in any way. You guys won. Hey, we shake your hand and tip our cap to you, but we're not going to let you act that way in our building. You're not going to put your horns down and do all that nonsense. So a couple thoughts here. One, listen, my take, my first initial take is the same take that everyone has on this. Texas, you look so weak. And like the only reason that people do the horns down is because they know it gets under the skin of Texas fans and Texas players and Texas coaches. And so they do it. It's like when you have a little brother or sister, like love my little sister. She's not so little, she's not little anymore. She's, getting older. Congrats to her. Love her so much. But, like when I was a kid, you knew there were those 2 or 3 things you could do or say or whatever. They would just drive her crazy. They would just make her so mad. And that's how Texas fans are with the horns down. If you didn't respond to it, if you didn't care, people would not do it. By the way, you can't make this argument when every time you win, you get in you sing the eyes of Texas and you do the horns up. If you want to do the horns up, they can do the horns down. It's not that big of a deal. But finally, you know what my big takeaway is on this? You know what's embarrassing? It's not UCF's players doing the horns down in the handshake line. It is Texas's players losing at home to UCF. UCF was picked to finish last in the Big 12 this year. Now, credit to them. They're better than we thought they would be in their first year in the conference, okay? Done a good job. They beat Kansas a few days ago at home. Did you know that Texas had a 17-point lead in this game? Did you know that Texas had a 15-point lead in the second half and they ended up losing? And so my thing is, you want to be frustrated about something, be frustrated that your team blew a 17-point lead. Be frustrated that you just lost to UCF at home. And oh, by the way, you lost to West Virginia, who isn't very good either, a few days before that. And so if you're Rodney Terry, bro, listen, Rodney Terry, by all accounts, is a great guy. I don't know him, but everybody that knows him loves him. But my guy, you got bigger freaking issues than the horns down. You got to get your team to play. By the way, this was a preseason top 25 team for most. Torres did not have them in their top 25. I didn't like them at all. But listen, Big 12 is tough. The Big 12 is brutal. Here is the crazy part about this for Texas. This is the easy part of your schedule, and you're losing. You're losing to everybody. You're losing to the best teams in the country. You're losing to the worst teams in the league, excuse me. As we sit here and speak right now, the Texas Longhorns in the Big 12, not doing very good. They're not doing very good. Let me look up the standings really quick here. Texas right now, as we speak, as I look it up, terrible rating. Texas is sitting there in the Big 12 at 12-5 overall, 1-3 in league play. They've already lost to West Virginia, who's also 1-3. They lost to Central Florida, UCF, who's 2-2. They are not very good. They already, by the way, have 2 home losses, and nobody's losing at home this year. So Rodney Terry, my guy, you got bigger issues. This isn't that big of a deal. Get over it. If anybody wants to be upset about anything, it should be Texas fans for you blowing a 17-point lead, not you for the UCF players doing the horns down.